Hi there everybody and welcome to this video. I'm very excited to have you guys here. Have a very fun video, or at least I had fun making the build. That's what I really should be saying. So today we are going to be making a Speakeasy bar. You can sort of see me making the shell now of the house. At least hopefully you can. I'm trying to figure out this new editor. I got the Adobe Premiere Pro and I am so excited. I've been having to do a lot of very complicated importing between my computer and my phone, which has been just a massive hassle. But anyway, about this build, it is a speakeasy. So I actually got inspired to do this while watching one of Lil Simsy's videos. I'm sure you guys all know who that is. But basically, she was talking about like how she always gets requests to use a bookcase store in like all of her builds, and she said even if it's like a bar, and I was like, oh yeah, that's so weird. Like, why would you even have a bookcase door in a bar? What would you be hiding in a bar? And then I realized, hey, you could be hiding in the bar. So I thought it would be fun to sort of just experiment and use this item, which honestly I don't think I've ever legitimately used in a build before. And so we're making a speakeasy. As you guys are going to see, the upper half of the shell, really everything that's above ground, is mainly just a shell. I sort of tried to make it look like an abandoned warehouse of sorts, maybe like a factory. Not really sure. There's just really a bunch of trash in there, and then there's this sort of office-esque space, which has the bookcase door that then leads down into the bar, which we'll see in a little bit. I had a lot of fun with this one, and it actually didn't take me that long. Usually it takes me like several hours to finish a build, and I think this was a good one to start off using a new editing system with, because it's not like I have hours upon hours that I'm trying to speed up, but instead just a couple. But I am just honestly so excited to have a new editing system. I just decided to commit and spend the $20 a month on getting the Adobe Premiere Pro. Honestly, I'm just so excited. It took me a while to convince myself just because I'm not sure how committed I am to making videos, but you know, right now I'm having fun with it and I would consider it a hobby, and I think that's worth spending some money on, especially now that I do have a job and it's not like when I was younger. And I can afford it, and I'm very excited though. Everything just looks so much cleaner than before. I've tried to do speed builds in the past, but they just had so many issues and there was so much technical complications of me trying to transfer like this massive amounts of video between my computer and my phone, and it was honestly just a really hot mess. And I thought like I wouldn't be able to do speed builds for the longest time, but now I have one, and I love just watching it go in the little viewfinder that I can see here. Just watching it go through, and it's so clean. It was so much cleaner than it ever was before. I've tried several times to make speed builds, and I don't think I've ever actually done one successfully. But now I can just see it, and I'm so happy. Sorry, I'm like totally geeking out over this. But anyways, more about the build. This one is going to be a part of my Sims 2 to The Sims 4 save file. It's going to be in Windenburg, because I thought that made the most sense and sort of fit most in with the whole speakeasy vibe. Not sure why, but that's just sort of what I went with. And yeah, you can see Windenburg in the background. I thought it was just really interesting playing around with an item that I've really just never used before, that being the bookcase door. And it sort of makes me wonder what sort of stuff I could do with other items that I've never used before. Like, I've never used the cupcake machine. There's a lot of like even just rugs and sofas that I don't use because they're not in styles that I either do too often or am very comfortable with. So maybe I'll mess around with that a bit more. Let me know if there's some items that you guys just never use and anything you think would be fun to see someone mess around with. Maybe that'll be a challenge I do, using items that I never use. Anyway, some other build ideas I have going on. I've been able to wrap up a couple of the mostly done builds in my save file. That really just mainly being the goth house. That one is finally done. I'm very excited about that. So that is just great. Hopefully I can wrap up a couple of my other unfinished ones. Those include like the Strangerville one. Who is it? The Pollination Technician 9 and the Smith household. Love to do that one. Some other just thoughts I've had about my save file are, like, I've just been contemplating what I will do when this next pack comes out. I'm very excited for the, oh my gosh, why can't I, cottage living? That's what it is, right? Why can't I ever remember that one? For the cottage living pack, very excited about that. It just looks so cute, and the aesthetic is on point, and I love it. But I've been trying to think about which Sims I will put there, because as I mentioned in my last video on the save file, I've been having trouble coming up with families that I'm going to put in the eco lifestyle world and the snowy escape world, and Sulani as well. And I think I'm going to have a similar problem with this new world that I'm like totally blanking on the name of right now. Is Henford on Bagley? Is that right? Something like that. First of all, I'm so excited for that world. All the little bits that we've seen of it have looked amazing, and I can't wait until Thursday when all of the EA Game Changers are going to show off the footage. I just really want to see the map, but that's beside the point. I've been trying to come up with different ideas for households that I could put in there, and I've sort of thought about moving some people around because, of course, I already have decided where all the Sims 2 Sims are going to live within the worlds that we already have, and with this new one, I don't have any households set aside, and honestly, I think there's going to be a bit of overlap between the way that I'm currently intending to use Windenburg and the way that Henford on Bagley is sort of meant to be used. Like, I've sort of decided, or I had decided rather, that I was going to use Windenburg as sort of this farm world. So essentially I've been using Windenburg as sort of this farm world. I have like the Greenman family from The Sims 2 in there and their plant Sims. Honestly, I think I'm probably going to end up moving them over to Henford on Bagley. Honestly, still not sure if I'm saying that right. But I've basically been using Windenburg as a farm world because it is the closest prior to this new world that we really have to a farm-esque world. Very excited to have a new farm world, actually, for that matter. But I'm trying to think about, like, people I might want to move over. I think I might have to do some reorganizing of the Sims 2 households so that they're sort of spread out across the worlds. I still really just don't know who to put in, like, Mount Komorebi, because there really isn't anything in The Sims 2 comparable to that world. Similar to, well, I guess not so much to Sulani. There is a world like that one. I can't remember the name of it, probably because I never played The Sims 2. But I will have to take a closer look at that, because I think I do need to do some reorganizing and also come up with some ideas for some original households that are purely my idea of who could be living in these worlds. I have made a couple families, and I've also made some that are aging up Sims from The Sims 3, since that one did take place before The Sims 2, and in theory, those Sims from The Sims 3 would be older than they were in The Sims 3 during the time of The Sims 2. It's so complicated. But yeah, I have done a couple families, and I've actually been doing pretty good with Oasis Springs. That's where the family I'm thinking of right now lives. I never really would have expected that Oasis Springs would have been the world that I am the furthest along with, but it actually is. I think I've come to have a greater appreciation for Oasis Springs since I originally started playing The Sims 4. Because I never used to play with it, but now I I just play with it all the time, and I love doing like mid-century, or Mediterranean-esque builds. I don't know, I really like it. I think I just never played with it because it's so different from the environment that I live in, which is a bit more rural and foresty. There's not really a world that's quite like it. I would like it if there was sort of a world that was more foresty. I guess my real life is probably the closest to like Glimmerbrook, but that sounds really weird to say. Also, it's not pine trees, and it's still more clustered, but anyway, now that we've compared where I live to the Sims 4 worlds, some other ideas. I really want to add some more community lots to my Sims 4 save file. That is a tongue twister. Like, I'm planning on adding some more like vet places and things like that, some restaurants, some things that aren't really included in the base game, not the base game, but like the original, what's offered off the bat from just the game itself, even with the expansion packs. Like, I'm going to fill in all the lots, I'm going to add a whole bunch of new Sims. Basically, I just wanted to be in depth and sort of combine what other expansion packs have been added since like either the base game came out, or just combining packs, sort of make this nice combination of like, what's a good example of it? Like, I want to put pets in like other worlds besides Brindleton Bay. I just want everything to sort of come together in a way that makes it appear like it's always been that way. I want it to feel very natural in combining all these things, and not like very abrupt in that like there's only pets in this world, nobody else has pets, and things like that. But of course with all the packs, and I do have all the packs, I feel like I am sort of making something that's a bit niche to me. I know I'm definitely not the only one who has all the packs, or honestly even just most of the packs. The only pack I guess it's not even a pack, I just don't have the fitness clothing pack. I can't even remember, like the retro clothing pack. I don't know what it's called. I'm making a bit of a fool of myself right now. I don't have that one because I'm not a very big cast person. Honestly, I've been thinking about getting it though, because some of those clothes are actually kind of cute. But I guess it'll be a matter of if I commit myself to that. But anyway, I do want to make my save file sort of a combination of all of these different packs, sort of make it one unit, just honestly for my personal usage, just to have everything utilized, because I think otherwise the game, at least in terms of the way I use it, isn't reaching its full potential if all the packs aren't utilized. I know not everybody, of course, has all of the packs, but I think it's still something people are going to be able to utilize, even if they don't have all the packs, or honestly, even most of the packs. I think it would be kind of annoying to have to deal with the fact that you have naked Sims and some incomplete lots. And for example, like if you didn't have Dine Out, and I intend on putting restaurants in, it's going to be kind of annoying, but to have like lots that aren't serving the purpose they were meant to. But I do think that it will still be something that people can get some sort of use out of, even if you don't end up downloading the save file because you don't have all of the packs or the specific packs that I'm using for something. I think you can still like download from my gallery. I do need to change my gallery name so it's not something really weird it's something weird right now, like a whole bunch of letters and numbers. I do need to change that so I can make it something more accessible, but I intend to put my lots on the gallery, and then if it's something that you're interested in using, that you like the look of, or want to change up a little bit, I'll give you guys the option to do that. But essentially, those are my rough plans for my save file. Save files, obviously, my entire life. I'm really excited. I want something that feels very complete, and I'm having fun also making videos on it, basically because I just like to talk to myself, and this makes me feel like my talking to myself has some sort of purpose, even though it doesn't exactly. But yeah, I'm having fun, and it was really cool seeing my last video, which was on the save file, like get so many views, so many being a relative term. I'm aware that having 45 views on a video isn't gonna break any records on YouTube, but it was just kind of nice seeing that. So if you did happen to watch that, I really appreciate it. And the same for this video. If you're watching it, and especially if you're watching it all the way through, I do get it if people are choosing to click off of it. I appreciate anything really, but if you watch it all the way through and you, I don't know, you like view something that I've made in full, I really do appreciate it. It makes me very happy. As you can probably tell, I'm smiling while I'm talking and sitting here. And the same for, likes, comments, any of you who are interested in subbing. It makes me really happy, because obviously I'm very small, so, those of you who do click on that, click those buttons, you are some of the first people who are doing that. And you make up a very large percentage of all the likes and all the views and all the subs that I have right now. So you're just very much appreciated. As you guys can sort of see here, I did mess around with the lights. I usually don't do that, but I did have fun sort of adding like this red tint to everything, which I thought looked kind of cool. Kind of fun, kind of funky, kind of fresh. Oh my gosh, that's the stupidest thing I've ever said. But, probably not, but... Anyway, that was sort of interesting to mess around with. I think it would be interesting to sort of, in similar fashion to the way I'm looking at using different items, just think of different ways that things like lighting can be used. Like, now I'm sort of thinking it'd be cool to make like an aquarium and like have everything be this very blue lighting. I think that'd be interesting now that I think about it. But let me know if you have any ideas for different lighting, or honestly just different things in general. I really appreciate all of you guys watching this video and hanging out. Really appreciate it if you consider liking, subscribing, all of that good jazz. But that's going to be it for today. You guys have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I will see you guys soon.